Welcome to Welcome the Change. And today we're still moving. I love doing still movement with you guys. I love the idea that I can bring energetic movement to every single cell in your body without having my hands on you, without having you in a movement class with me, without teaching you to move. All I need to do is light the path, show you the way, and call you to home. Because the truth is, it feels so good to move. It feels so good to welcome the change that every single cell in your body is calling for. And they might be calling for certain slightly different changes, but there comes a collaboration, there comes a unity where all of you starts to lead from what feels good. All of you forms a consensus and goes, this is the way that's best for us. And where does that path lead? It leads to your greatest good. It leads to divine unity of you, where you are not only recognizing the power of you, the prowess that you have, your own passion and purpose. And why do I know? How do I know that you live in prowess and power and passion and purpose? Because you are where you are. Do not take lightly the fact that you chose to come here. You made a choice to live a physical life. And you did so with good reason. So when you come to divine unity of you, you're remembering. Heck no, you're recognizing. It's an energetic term. Energetically, you're recognizing your reason for coming here. You're recognizing the wants you had, what you wanted to create. You're recognizing your own excitement to be a physical human and what that might entail, to create in a way that you won't ever be able to create again. You get to co-create with God's energy. That's epic. And there was a moment where you were so excited about that. You were stood in your superhero costume going, this is me, this is all of me, I can't wait to get there and be even more of me. Divinely more of you means all that you can be. But sometimes physical life has a way of wearing us down a little bit. We lead towards familiar. We lean towards habitual. We try to find safety and security in not moving. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't work, or it doesn't work for long. You're setting yourself up for a fall. And in the falling, you will break change. In the falling, you will return to movement because you are a moving entity. But I'm here to say you don't have to fall. You can dance, you can swim, you can move, jump, skip, hop, play your way to the change that you want. You don't have to be dragged along. You don't have to be pushed off a cliff. No more of, oh, well, I guess it's for my greatest good. That bad thing that happened, well, it got me here. Maybe the bad thing doesn't have to happen. Maybe we can move with positivity. Maybe we can move with an expectation of only positivity. You might think I live in nirvana. I do. Join me. Brilliant. So what are we going to do today? We're going to move. Energetically move you. Because after all, energetic movement, it's still movement. It's brilliant. I can hear like a jingle. Anyway, I won't sing. So I want you to close down through your eyes. As ever, I partner with that divine energy of play. Play is brilliant. You'll feel it bubbling up in you. It's that jigging around. It's that, I can't wait to get there. It's the, I wonder what will happen. But also feel divine trust coming in. That in the anticipation and the excitement, there is no sniff of fear. Because It's an assurance of love. When you move with me and I help you to welcome the change, the reason you can welcome the change is because it always and only ever feels good. So in the anticipation of the playtime, of what we're going to do together, it's like the thing you've been looking forward to. You go, yeah, it's finally here, the day's here, I'm going to that party. But there's no undertone of, oh God, I wonder if that person will be there. Oh God, what if the parking's bad? Oh, we're running late already. There's none of that. It's only ever going to feel good. Just lean into that for a moment, because for some of you, that's a place that you might not hang out very often. Positive expectation and knowing that only good can come from this. And I can assure that. And Spectrum is here, knocking on the door, that ancient energy of colour, light and sound that you can access through me and you can taste, because it speaks to the colour, light and sound that is in your soul. And what does Spectrum do? It brings you to good experiences. And it kicks off that cacophony, what a great word. It kicks off the rolling of positivity. It kicks off those fluid consequences. And they might be illogical. And you might think, well, what good is that doing me? Trust. It's all adding up. It's all taking you in the direction that you want to go, towards true health, towards all that you are, towards all that you can be, towards divine unity of you and the life you want to live, the life you wanted to live before you came. And now that you've been here for X amount of years, how you've tweaked that, how you've changed that, because you've changed since you decided what you wanted. So you've gone, oh, I like that, but I want it to look a bit more like this. It's what we call colouring. I like that, but maybe a bit of this added in and a bit of that. It's like cooking, right? You refine it over time. The more you taste it, not that I'm a great cook, the more you know what you need to add, the more you season. Brilliant. I love the way that happens. So when you're ready, close down through your eyes. And we're going to bring you to seasons of change. So Spectrum is going to flow to you. And it's going to flow to you one at a time through the 4 pathways. But today those pathways are going to be associated with a season. So we're going to start with summer. I want you to allow yourself to feel summer all around you. Maybe it feels like golden sunshine. Maybe it feels like warmth on your face, on your skin. Maybe it feels like a radiating energy. It's not only radiating onto you, but it's now radiating out of you. Almost feels like you are growing bigger, you're expanding. It's both calming but anticipatory. It's opening, it's expansive. And remember, as Spectrum swoops in this way, as you season your experience in this moment, you might be brought to a past experience. When I talk about seasoning your present experience, that's what you're doing. You're potentially allowing Spectrum to access your subconscious mind. And you're rifling through at a subconscious level an experience that aligns to that feeling of summer. Maybe it is a holiday, but maybe it's just somewhere that you felt this opening, this radiating, this lightness within. And you don't have to consciously fall on the experience. Maybe you will, but maybe it's just a feeling, a whiff, a whisper, a time where you went, yeah, I have felt this good before. And Spectrum is bringing it and dropping it into your present moment. And in doing that with the season of summer, it's seasoning this present moment. It's allowing summer to bring you exactly what you need in this moment. An energetic change that is kicking off that cacophony of consequences at a cellular level within your body that's leading you to what's relevant. It brings you that which you might want, and then you choose from the buffet. Yeah, I do want to feel like that. Notice the change that's coming in your body. Maybe it's at a body level. Maybe you're taking deeper breaths. Maybe there's a lightness coming in through your brain. Maybe there's a lessening of physical symptoms that you didn't even realize were present. Maybe there's a volume turned up on knowing, on truth. Maybe a thought drops in and you think, why am I thinking that? It's important. It's relevancy in this moment. With me, you don't have to overanalyze. You don't have to dig and get to the bottom of everything, because that might not feel good. If it does, dig away. Ask for more understanding. But in this moment, know that just being present and experiencing it is kicking off exactly what it needs to. Let's move to season number 2. Here comes autumn. I want you to feel the winds of change blowing through your cells. I want you to feel the tornado lifting the crispy leaves. There's orange leaves, there's brown leaves. Feel the texture of them as you step on them and they crunch. Feel them swirling around your feet. The winds of change like a tornado whipping up through you. But it feels good. If it was stronger, it would swirl you around in a playful ballet move. Remember, there's an assurance of love. That tornado is never going to whip you off to Oz. I don't mean Australia, I mean as in Wizard of Oz. But it's going to play with you. It's going to tickle you. It's going to lift up the hair on your head. It might blow your hat off, so you have to laugh and run after it. Autumn. It's oranges. It's reds. It's jumping in puddles. It's red welly boots. It's playful, but there's inherent change in autumn. You feel it. You smell it. It might smell like campfires, bonfires. Remember what fire does. When you have those woodland fires that start off, it's renewing. It's bringing that soil to exactly what it needs to reset and restart. Because nature knows best, and so do you. Again, there's maybe an experience of autumn for you. Marshmallow toasting, camping in sleeping bags, jumping in puddles. Maybe it's not quite tangible, but again, there's a feeling. It's hot chocolates wrapped in a big coat. It's coming in hot bowls of soup with your hat and your gloves drying on the radiator. It's dark evenings where you're snuggling up under a blanket and watching your favourite movie. It's positivity. And it's exactly what you need in this moment. We're moving from autumn to winter. And I want you to feel the puff of a snow machine. Imagine there's a snow machine at your feet and it's puffing up all over you, into your face and then falling around you. There's a icy blue, a hue of blue. It's like ice skating on a dark blue lake. You can see the blue underneath. As you look through the ice, it's kind of lightened. I want you to feel the ease of the ice skating, the gliding. The spectrum brings that blue all around you, that icy blue. You might feel a chill. It's high energy coming in. Winter is bringing you to a high energy. Again, maybe there's an experience, and it might be history, future, what you want to do as winter's approaching right now. The desires, the wants, the dreams you have, spending winters with your children, with your family, with your loved ones. It's cold toes in fluffy socks. It's going for a walk, wrapping up like a Michelin man, not really being able to move. But once you're out there, you can feel the cold on your face, but you're snugly warm inside. You're facing the change, and you can feel it on your face. You can feel the newness. You can feel like your cold breath as it puffs out. But within, you're anchored into the warmth, into the security, into the safety of truly you. You're seasoning the change. And how do you season the change? You anchor into yourself, and then you pepper, you sprinkle, you season on top of all that you are in a way that feels good to take you to all that you can be. You're seasoning the life that you want to live. Because that life that you want to live will be changing. It will be adapting. And there won't be massive changes all at once. It will just be a tweak here and there. But if you're not rolling with the change, if you're not swimming with the tide, if you're anchored and tethered outside of yourself to something that is habitual because there is a false sense of security and safety there, there's no trust of you, so you anchor to something else. There's no trust of your experience and your life and the life that you're co-creating with God, so you anchor to something outside of you. In that anchoring, you're not rolling with the change, and that gap between where you are and where you really want to be is getting bigger. And that is where the discomfort comes. That's where you have to fall. That's where you have to break change. That's where that can feel bumpy, uncomfortable, because you are a moving entity, and if you don't move, something will bump you off track to take you there, to make you move. The call to move will become so strong that you can't ignore it. You will draw something into your experience to make you move and to catch up. And the bigger the gap is, the more uncomfortable that's going to feel. And that's why I am passionate about getting all of you to welcome the change in the moment, to view change as exciting, as seasoning, as tweaking the life you're living in this present moment to be all that you want it to be. Loving the change that comes. Not loving it when you get there, but loving experiencing it as you go. Because then there is no need for the break, for the fall, to the bump, to the push, to the force of you've got to catch up. You're not lagging behind. And if you're tethered somewhere strongly and you need to be over here, it might take a hell of a bump, a hell of a shove to get you back on track. I don't want that for you. That's how we've all lived our lives up until now. But it doesn't need to be that hard anymore. We don't need that feeling of, oh, I'm going through it, but it must be for my greatest good. No, we get, I'm going through it. I'm living it. And it is for my greatest good. I'm not just loving the getting there and the getting past the bumpy bit and the putting my fingers in my ears and going, oh God, this bit of the horror film I don't want to watch. Oh, but there's the music's changing and it's okay to look now. It is. I'm loving this bit. I'm loving living all this bit. And then I'm loving it when I get there. And then when I get there, I'll probably want to change it. And that will feel good too. It's the living. That's what living is. Living is change. Okay, Spectrum's nudging me, desperate to bring in spring. And with spring comes that light hue of green. It's spongy. It's denser than the radiating light of summer, which feels a little untangible. That feels warm and radiating. Autumn feels crispy, hard, red. Winter feels that icy blue, melting, solid but slippery, making it easy for you to slide. And then green is, it's a radiating colour, it's a light green, but there's density underneath. It's running through the greenest grass, but imagining the grass is over your head like when you were a kid and you're running your fingers through it and it's tickling you and you're lost from sight, and it's funny and it's playful and no one can find you and it's safe and secure in there, and you're held within the truth of you, but you're also running and continuing to be held within your truth as you move. The grass kind of closes back around you as you move. It's wrapping you in all that you are as you taste the movement of life towards the life that you want to live, towards all that it can be for you and all that you can be in that life that you're designing. Feel that grass wrap around you. That's why it feels like a hue, because it's on all sides, but it's denser because you can feel it. You can run your fingers through the grass and it changes and it bounces and it there's fluidity and flow with it, and it rebounds. That's the word I'm looking for. And maybe there are past experiences where you're remembering as a child running through the longest grass. Maybe you're rolling. Maybe it's cut grass and you've got the smell of it. Maybe you're hiding and you're going to jump out on someone. Maybe you can hear the slight panic in your parents' voice as they go, "Where are you? I can't see you. Where are you? Come out. Don't make mummy worried." But you can also hear the playfulness in their voice because they know that you're having fun and they trust that you're safe. They just need to see you. Maybe you jump up and pop your head out and then get back down and run under. Maybe there's a dog with you. Maybe he's got his tongue out and his tail is wagging, because dogs know how to do what feels good. Be more dog. Be more you. Be in the moment. Maybe you lie down. Maybe you make grass angels. Maybe you leave an imprint of yourself as you look up into the bluish sky. White puffy clouds. Remember that Spectrum can bring you the experience in the now. The change that's happening. The connection to the energies, the fluid consequences, where they lead you. Remember, it's like a ever-increasing incremental change. Follow the smell. Listen to the whisper. Follow what feels good. See where it leads you. You might get to understanding. And when you nail that understanding, it feels so good. You go, yeah, that's why I followed. That's why I listened to Bryony. That's why I did what I did. That's why I experienced it the way in which I did. And I'm excited to do it again and to experience it in a different way, because I know that in this moment, I'm seasoning my life. I'm anchoring into all that I am, and I'm allowing myself to taste all that I can be. Take care. Enjoy the seasons of your life.